It's hump day, y'all. You know what that means? It's another Raptors recommendation coming at you. This week, we are reviewing the album No Mountains in Manhattan by rapper Wiki. Now, Wiki is a New York-based rapper. He used to be in a couple groups. One of them was Rat King. Another group he was in was Secret Circle. And he's got 3 solo albums. The first one being No Mountains in Manhattan. And I listened to the album front to back, and I definitely I love the sound, man. It's a New York-based sound. It's hard to find these New York-styled albums, even at that time. It was really hard to find. I mean, I don't know why the New York sound just sort of dwindled out, but even when this was released, which is like 2017 or 2019 or something, this album was released, and it still is basically, at that time, the New York sound was like dwindling and dwindling and dwindling. And I was very happy to hear the album really have that authentic New York sound. And not all the beats are straight New York, as in like boom bap or anything, but he's got ones that sound kind of trappy, like they could be down south or something like that. But most of the album, and his flow, more importantly, is very New York. And I love to hear that. I love to see that. Starting off with the first song, Islander. Honestly, I was kind of waiting for more of an intro styled song, but it's fire. It's fire. I mean, I love it kind of introduces the concept, no mountains in Manhattan. And then we go right into basically a couple singles of his. And one criticism I'll have about this album is there isn't any flashy sort of choruses going on, or ones that get stuck in your head, like it's just not, it doesn't have any of those songs. And I don't largely like having a lot of those songs on the album, but having 1 or 2 of them is kind of important, to have that song you can go to and be like, yeah, if you want to check out Wiki, check out this song. And I really can't say which song that is. If I were to recommend one of them for you, it's Made for This, because it features Ghostface Killah from Wu-Tang Clan, and that's probably my favorite song on the album. And just listening to it, he's not even really listed as a feature, so when I was listening to it and Ghostface came up, I was surprised. I was like, oh, and I'm monster Wu-Tang fan here, so I was so excited to hear that. And Ghostface does his thing on it, bro. Like, Ghostface always been rapping at a high level, but I feel like when the OG rappers get and they do a feature, man, it's like pushing them to raise the bar even more so. And that's definitely the case with this verse from Ghostface on here. Wiki has this heavy New York accent, and he has a lisp. All of his S's you can hear, and it's hard to ignore because there's but just like Mac Miller has a lisp, so does Wiki, and you can clearly hear that on the album. And it became kind of a thing I was listening to at first and like couldn't unhear, but then as I was listening to it, just became part of his appeal, and his accent became part of his appeal. And I definitely, as you go on through the album, there's a couple that I had to skip, but there weren't very many songs that I had to be like skip to the next one, because all of it has this heavy focus on rap and the bars, and he doesn't have like these crazy type of bars in there. It's more his cadence that's amazing, the way he's rapping, and the flows and rhyme, mainly the rhythms that he's choosing are definitely ones that keep me on my toes, like especially on Made for This, when he's rapping. He has this way of rapping where you don't expect where he's going to go to. And I love that about that song, and I love that about his flow. The whole album, man, he just has this way of rapping that just draw you in. It's kind of nonchalant, like he doesn't care kind of deal. But he obviously is paying a lot of attention on the rhythm and the way that he's rapping. So I love this album, man. Definitely one of them that I can't just like point out a song for you to check out though, and that's a heavy criticism with this album. That there's no song that's like that really deserves a single kind of title. Like, this is the single. Like, Mayor, there's a video for. Stickball, there's a video for. Pretty Bull, there's a video for. All the videos are awesome. They kept me interested the whole time. Stickball is probably my favorite video out of the three. Mayor was hilarious too. But I will say that it's just like the hooks aren't really single-esque, and that's never been a criticism from me. But I realize for the masses that might be a problem, because there's nothing really to literally hook you, to get you, to draw you in. It's like, it's listening to a lot of lyrics. It's listening to a lot of, the choruses sound like a mini verse. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't sound like a chorus or a hook. And that's just as much of a pro as it is a con. By the end of the album, though, I mean, I was very happy with what I listened to. It's something that I would love to work out to. I would love to run and listen to, get in the zone. It's one of those ones that I don't have to pay attention too deep to. And he has these lines that seemingly are throwaway lines, but they're actually, if you want to dive deeper into his lyrics, you can. I was very happy with hearing this New York sound, man, because they need to bring it back, and we can't have the only one being a couple people doing it, like A$AP Rocky or something. Like, we can't just have a couple people doing the New York sound. We need more people doing it. We need more people bringing that kind of sound back. And Wiki proves that it doesn't have to be this boom bap, old school hoo-ha kind of flow. It can be this more interesting kind of, you can rap about BS but still be talking about something. And we can have boom bap tracks in there and trappy tracks, and it can still sound like a New York sound. I feel like he's really got the modern New York sound down packed. I was listening to, I have never heard of Wiki before this. So when San Raptor recommended this to me, I was like, who is Wiki? I Google Wiki, and it's Wikipedia that pops up. I mean, choosing that name, probably not the smartest decision, but whatever. I would say that I was listening to it and I was just like, oh man, like, he needs to change his name because he's dope. But I was listening to the group he was in, Rat King, and that definitely has more of that industry sound in it. I didn't listen to Secret Circle, his other group, yet, but I was checking out some of his other songs, and I wanted to know kind of how his sound has developed over time. And yeah, Wiki's definitely up there. He's on my radar now. So shout out to San Raptor for recommending it, because it was one that I have never heard of. I'm sure this might be one that y'all haven't heard of, but hey, if you got any other Wiki tracks to recommend, let me know. Put them down in the comment section below, because he's on my radar now. I want to check out more of his stuff. I never heard Secret Circle. I never heard a couple Rat King songs, and he has 2 other solo albums. So since even after this, so yeah, definitely love it. Let me know what y'all think about it. I would give this album about a 7 out of 10. It's not. I don't think it deserves that 8, because there's not enough that stood out to me. But I can't really point out anything that's like, this is the biggest con, so I just think it's like not mid, but it's above average, I'll say. You know what I'm saying? So that's the review right there. Let me know what y'all think. Have you heard of Wiki before? Is he new to you too? Is he on your radar now? Let me know. Peace.